Welcome to Cupcakes and Clarity, the podcast for high-achieving women who want success and fulfillment without burning it all down. I'm your host, Lisa Pirinelli, and every Tuesday I'm bringing you honest conversations and practical strategies to help you create more balance, purpose, and joy in your work and your life. Think of this as a heart-to-heart with a trusted friend. Together we'll get real about the challenges you face, and you'll leave every episode feeling clear, confident, and inspired to make your next chapter your best one yet.
Welcome back to Cupcakes and Clarity. I'm Lisa Pirinelli, life coach, mentor, and someone who's deeply committed to helping women live from their values, not pressure. I want to start with something I see over and over again. Women who are smart, capable, successful, and quietly asking themselves, is it okay to want something different without blowing my whole life up? Because the truth is, most women don't want to quit their jobs. They want relief, clarity, and permission to think without panic. If you've ever felt stuck between, I can't keep doing this, and I can't afford to make the wrong move, this episode isn't here to push you, it's here to steady you. This is the episode I wish every overwhelmed, high-achieving woman listened to before making a career decision. And we're starting with clarity, so fear doesn't get to decide for you. One of the biggest reasons this decision feels so heavy is because you're not just thinking about a job. You're thinking about the version of you who worked really hard to get here, the stability you've built, the identity you've carried, and the fear of making a move you can't undo. High-achieving women don't struggle with this because they're ungrateful. They struggle because they care deeply. They've invested time, education, energy, and emotional labor into their careers. So walking away, or even considering walking away, can feel like erasing all of it. But here's the reframe I want you to hear. Fear doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It means you're standing at a moment that deserves clarity. Most women aren't afraid of leaving a job. They're afraid of losing financial security, disappointing people, regretting a decision, or discovering they waited too long. So instead of asking, should I quit? A much better question is, what matters most to me right now? And is my current life honoring that? This is where most women rush. They jump straight to, what should I do next? But clarity doesn't come from decisions. It comes from honesty. And this is the first step of the Freedom Map. We've talked about the Freedom Map in earlier episodes, so if you haven't listened to those, you might want to go back and listen because they're super helpful. But if you didn't, step 1 is all about getting clear on what actually matters right now. Not 5 years from now, not in a perfect, fully rested version of your life, in this season. So instead of planning, I want you to listen. Ask yourself, what do I need more of right now to feel grounded? Not what sounds impressive, not what you should want. What do you actually need? Maybe it's stability. Maybe it's flexibility. Maybe it's peace. And here's the hard part. What are you protecting by staying? And what is it quietly costing you? Energy tells the truth. Your calendar doesn't tell the full story. Your energy does. Notice where your job consistently drains you emotionally. Notice where it still supports you. This isn't judgment, it's information. And information creates clarity. Imagine yourself 1 year from today looking back. And you can ask, what would I regret not being honest about? What would I be proud that I finally acknowledged? You are not required to act on these answers, but you are allowed to hear them. And this is important. Clarity does not require commitment, it requires permission. I want to pause here and tell you why this matters. I'd watched this exact moment show up again and again with clients, listeners, friends, and in my own life. And in a previous episode, my friend Amanda shared her story, and what struck me wasn't courage. It was restraint. She didn't quit because she had certainty. She didn't leave because everything was figured out. She stayed long enough to listen. And when she moved, it wasn't to escape, it was to align. This is where so many of us get it wrong. We think the choice is stay and suffer or leave and blow everything up. But there's a third option. Get clear, then move with intention. Your career doesn't lose its value because you're evolving. You don't abandon a meaningful career. You integrate it. And clarity is what makes that possible. Let's pause for our cupcake moment. Imagine you're eating a cupcake. And the cake part is fine. The base is fine. It tastes just fine. But the frosting just isn't working. You don't throw the whole cupcake away. And you don't have to eat the whole cupcake with the wrong frosting on top. You scrape some frosting off, you add something new, or you realize you're actually just full. And that's okay too. Before you decide to quit, ask yourself, is this job broken? Or am I asking it to be something it was never meant to be? Or does it not fit my current lifestyle and what I need to do in my life right now? This doesn't have to be catastrophic. You're allowed to reassess. Before you make any big decisions, here are 3 grounded steps you can take. No quitting required. Number 1, write down what you're afraid of losing if you leave and what you're afraid of continuing if you stay. Next, identify one boundary you could test without changing jobs. This is a really great one when you're trying to look at, your schedule. And if you're feeling overwhelmed because of time, then this is where you can actually set boundaries with your schedule and in your calendar, which we've talked about in previous episodes, to just test the waters to see if that one shift can even make a small difference or a big difference. If it's not something to do with time or your energy based on the amount of work time you're actually putting in, and it's something about work relationships or the nature of the job, or it just doesn't connect with you anymore, then you can set a different kind of boundary. But just setting up one thing at a time allows you to really test and see, is it the job or is it something that you've let creep in over time and now it just no longer serves you? And then 3, ask yourself, if nothing changed for the next 12 months, how would I feel? Again, these aren't answers. They're information, and information creates clarity. If this episode landed for you, I want you to remember this. You don't need to be brave yet. You need to be clear. Clarity is the bridge between fear and confidence, and most women never build it. They just jump. If you know someone who's stuck in that place, quietly overwhelmed, afraid to make the wrong move, and carrying more than she admits, this is the episode to send to her, because clarity changes everything. And if you want help walking through this process without pressure, I host free clarity workshops throughout the year. To get details on the next one, just go to lisapirinelli.com and sign up for my newsletter. You'll receive the information directly, no urgency, no pressure, just guidance and support. And until next time, may your clarity be deep, your courage steady, and your cupcake sweet, one cupcake at a time.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Cupcakes and Clarity. If today's conversation inspired you and you'd like even more tips and strategies tailored to your life, go to lisapirinelli.com/resources for more self-guided tools. And if you're ready for personal support to help you navigate what's holding you back, I'd love to meet you. Head over to lisapirinelli.com to schedule your free consultation call. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much if you shared it with a friend or leave a quick review. Until next time, here's to creating more clarity, confidence, and joy in your life, one cupcake at a time.